This week on the Sourdough Trials, I make flour tortillas and struggle with my weekly bake. My first struggle is with the weather and timing. Normally I feed my sourdough starter in the evening and then mix up my dough in the morning. This time I fed my starter in the morning and mixed my dough in the afternoon. Therefore, I had less time to let my dough rise, so I used 100 grams of starter instead of my usual 50. To the starter, I added about 360 grams of water, and then 500 grams of bread flour, plus 9 grams of salt. Mix into a shaggy dough and then let rest for 30 minutes until I do my stretch and fold process. While my dough rests, I feed my starter for the next time. 50 grams of starter, 100 grams of water, 100 grams of flour. I used 80 grams of all-purpose flour and 20 grams of wheat flour. This is my third and final stretch and fold or coil fold of this loaf. It's now late in the evening and I'm going to shape my dough and then place it in the refrigerator overnight. Now the next morning, I'm ready to bake bread. You can see that I didn't do a great job of flouring my towel, so it's sticking a little bit to the dough. That's okay, I just gently reshape it. I score and decorate and then put it in the oven for 25 minutes, check it, and then usually another 5 minutes. What I forgot to do though is add steam to the oven, which might affect the rise and the ear of this loaf. Here's this monstrosity of a loaf. And I promptly dumped on the floor. So now it's even more of a monstrosity. But of course, we're still going to cut it open and eat it. Geez, I take a couple weeks off baking sourdough and it seems like I forgot everything I knew. Let's see how making tortillas goes instead. For the tortillas, I started with 100 grams of sourdough starter. You can use fed or discard. Add 210 grams of all-purpose flour to the bowl, plus 7 grams of salt. A fourth a cup of softened butter, (100 grams of water, and the 100 grams of sourdough starter. Mix well and then knead until smooth. Divide the dough into into 12 equal portions. Roll each portion into a ball. Cover the dough and let rest for at least 30 minutes. I got this new tortilla press because I'm pretty sure I'd have a hard time rolling out the dough thin enough with just a rolling pin. Nice and thin. I have all the tortillas pressed and my pan is preheated to cook them. If the pan is hot enough, it should only take about 30 seconds per side. On my other burner, I'm cooking the taco filling, beef and beans. The dough was a little soft and sticky next to the hot stove top, so I had to carefully peel it from the parchment paper. These tortillas ended up being closer to street taco size than a full-size taco, so next time I'll probably divide the dough into 6 and make bigger tortillas.